So, I mean, your character in When the Light Breaks, was it such a... It gives you so much to work with. It's so much complexity and grief and all of the different emotions you have to portray. When you first got that script and you got that role, how much of a gift is it? Is it one of those characters you read on a page and you just go, please, I have to get this part?
It was more like, I'll never get this part. First of all, she seemed so different from me in many ways, and also I felt like maybe I could never do this. So I went into the audition not expecting anything at all. And then when Rúnar offered me the role and the casting director, I was very surprised because I didn't really see it because the character is so different from me. But they had the vision, and I would trust Rúnar with my life. But yeah, I really prepared because I felt this was one of the most important roles for me that I've ever had. So yeah, I did a lot of preparation. I did all my homework, and then I was very lucky to work with a great team that kind of helped me through the process.
And I mean, when I saw you on Friday, I barely recognised you, which I think is a testament to your performance that you really became the character. But also physically, she does look very different to how you do with the kind of hair and stuff. How much does that help an actor when you physically transform? Does that help you get into their head more?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such a like baseline thing, but it does so much, just like a kid putting on a dress or putting on lipstick, and then suddenly they just act completely different. Like, it's the same for an actor. It's so strange when you put on like a period kind of drama dress, or for this role, having my hair all kind of cut off and wearing boys' clothes. It gives you physicality. It's truly a gift more than anything, even though sitting in the chair in the hair salon was it was difficult. Like, there was a tear for a woman taking her hair off. Like, it's a huge thing and it's a commitment. But then ultimately when I was on set, I was very grateful because it took me, it didn't take me all the way, but it was a nice start.
And I mean, you're playing grief in almost every scene, maybe apart from the first 5 or 10 minutes before the kind of accident happens. How exhausting is that emotionally at the end of a shoot, when Rúnar finally shouted cut and you wrapped on the shoot? Did you almost feel like you had to go on holiday?
Yes, some very smart actor told me that after each shoot you should have like a month off. I didn't do that. I went straight back to the theater, but no, it was definitely very emotionally taxing. But for me, it was about finding the different shades of the grief, because grief is it's not just one thing. It's very unpredictable. It can be beautiful, it can be horrible, and you know, there's a reason why people talk about the 7 stages of grief. Grief is it's a spectrum of things, and it often makes you kind of come face to face with your humanity. So for me, it was a story about humanity more than anything, and kind of the grief was the portal to tell the story. Yeah,
you said something really beautiful on the stage where you said grief is the price you pay for love.
Yeah.
Did you have to find the beauty in grief to be able to kind of stay kind of level-headed during a shoot with this intensity?
Yeah, and I think that was all in the script. I think the script is very beautifully written, and it's a very poetic script, and I think that's the genius of the director. So for me, it was always very clear that this was going to be a very beautiful film. And yeah, it was a very cathartic experience going through. But yeah, I think beauty can be found anywhere, even in the most horrendous situations. And if that's not the beacon of hope we need in the world today, I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's one thing, I mean, there's many emotions that bring people together that we all experience, and grief is one of them. Do you think that in some ways, making a film about something that universal is partly what makes cinema, makes the world feel smaller?
Yeah, absolutely. And I sometimes say that, you know, I don't know any Chinese, but I understand love in China, because love is the same in China as in Iceland. Love is the same everywhere, and there are a few things that, you know, transcend culture, and grief is one of them. And grief is also something that we don't like to talk about, but everyone has to go through it, or you die. But you know, it's something that we all share, and it's a very private experience, and it can be very uncomfortable to kind of confront. But I think when you have stories like that, that's what makes world cinema great, because we can relate.
Anyway, we'll stop talking about grief now. Try and lighten the mood on this Sunday in Berlin. You mentioned about making the world feel smaller. You've travelled to film festivals, obviously Cannes, Toronto, Busan.
Yeah.
What's that like, sharing cinema with different parts of the world? How interesting is it to see how different audiences relate and react to your art?
I mean, it's just been such a gift, and I've been able to see so many films from all over, and I just always come to the same conclusion. We all kind of strive for the same thing in our different corners of the world. What has been interesting and kind of unexpected for me is like how people are interested in Iceland and feel like Iceland is this eccentric thing, or like a specific thing. For me, it's very generic and normal, obviously, because it's my country. But I have such deep respect and admiration for the filmmakers and artists from Iceland that precede me, that had punched through these walls and gone international, because I really feel like I stand on their shoulders. And so yeah, I guess I could say I'm in a way proud of being from Iceland, but at the same time just so honored to share this passion with so many people from all over the world.
Another passion you share with the world is obviously your singing. I just wanted to ask about going forward and looking ahead in your career. Do you still plan to do both and to balance the singing and the acting as a kind of dual force?
As a little juggle.
Yeah.
I have no plans on quitting either. The acting has kind of taken over a bit, but I am a creative person, and I can't stop writing music. I think I will always be writing music whether I release it or not. And it's just about finding time and energy to kind of make it into, you know, an album. That's a whole process. And I have plans of releasing an album this year that I've been working on for 2 years. So it's quite exciting. But yeah, who knows which one works and which doesn't. That's not in my hands.
And just before we sort of finish, in regards to, because when you're an actor, you understand the human conditions quite well. Do you think that helps your writing of music? Do you think your experiences acting and becoming other people gives you broader perspective when you put words onto the page?
Yeah, I think I became a much better writer when going to drama school, just reading scripts and kind of understanding narratives. And yeah, I write I'm a big storyteller, and I like confessional narrative songwriting styles. So yeah, in that way, it's very connected for me, extremely.
And just very quickly, at the beginning we were talking about nerves. Would you say you get more nervous on stage or on set in terms of singing and acting?
Probably stage. Yeah. I think so. I've been very lucky that sets have been quite a relaxing experience, and you can always go again, in a sense. But on stage, you got that one shot, and that can sometimes. And often, because I'm a solo performer, I'm alone with my band in the background, and that can sometimes be more confronting in a way, which is nerve-wracking.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for speaking to us. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey you guys!
Hey you guys!